Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Zelp and today we're going to do some intrinsic farm with the railjack, and also I'm going to show you my builds, which is something that I don't usually do. I feel like this part is not really that important, the components, so I'm instead going to talk to you about my guns. The first one is a cryopon. Now the cryopon is at the front seat, reason being that it has a very short range, and this means that you have to go really close to the enemy, and being at the sight gun users, they don't have the ability to move the ship to get close or not, so therefore I have it in the front. And it's also really convenient because you can one hit them. This means that you don't have to turn your ship. The sight guns, I run a Vidar Carcinoid. This one is a ZACD, by the way, because it has good status, it has very good damage. The only drawback is, for at least in this case, is that it has a very high overheat. So I cannot shoot, I think, more than 5 times before it overheats. So I have to use it wisely, shoot it one shot at a time, things like that. Over here we have Vidar Carcinoid. Now this is a very fast ability. There's one thing that a lot of people may not know, is that the overheat is based on per bullet. So if you have a really high fire rate weapon that shoots out multiple bullets, it's gonna get you overheated really quickly. So in my opinion, if you have a high fire rate weapon, do not use Zeki, because that will you're just gonna be doing like a very quick burst, and then you spend most of your time just waiting for the overheat to expire. So therefore I go for Vidar. It has really good range and the overheat is really low, and also it gives you damage instead of fire rate. The next thing I want to point out is my avionics. There's something that we tested and it's so far still doable, especially with Rhino's Roar, is that if you use Rhino's Roar and you hop onto the cannon, which is for artillery, with the help of a mod like this where it increases the damage of the forward artillery, you can actually one hit even a cruise ship on Veil. And this is huge because this is one of the things that actually make farming, or at least the last farming video, really quickly, simply because we can handle the cruise ship really quickly. And the only problem is the fighters is going to be a little bit tough to deal with, and also I only have, let me see, I only have 4 charges. So after that, someone has to pop all the way to the back to restore the dome charges. Otherwise we won't be able to take out the 5th and the 6th cruise ship. So when it comes to farming intrinsics, I choose Veil because the enemies here are higher level, so this means that they give you more affinity and therefore they translate to more intrinsics. The mission that I would choose is Giant Point, simply because this particular mission does not seem to give you a third objective. So there is no like sabotage mission that you have to go to some Grenier platform to do, or some kind of assassination sometimes, and it really makes things a lot easier for me and very convenient. You don't have to leave your railjack. Some people would say that that actually gives you more intrinsics because of the enemies that you need to kill. Now right now I am running with a 2-team, or rather a 3-team squad. So we have 2 other members at the 2 guns at the side. And what we are trying to do here is try to make it as fast as you can. This may not be our best time, but we're gonna try our best to get a quick run and show you how I would do if it comes to farming intrinsic, until we can get the abilities and you know, the things required for me to actually make a separate video on the fastest way of doing intrinsic. This is how I would roll, and this is how you guys may want to consider doing until you can get those expensive mods. Okay, so right now we're looking for more enemies. So I want to show you the cannon. So Nullifyy, can you come over and take the pilot seat? They're actually on Discord with me so they can hear me. Okay, so Nullifyy is gonna point at the cruise ship, and remember we are in Veil right now. Nullifyy, there's a bubble, you need to go out. Wait, actually I think, okay, just stay close. Nice, okay. Hamster, you might need to get the enemies. Okay, hopefully I don't die. So I'm actually fairly weak. My Warframe has been recently ranked 1 all over again because I wanted to mod it differently. And right now I'm actually at the sight guns, and I'm going to show you how my sight gun perform and what I think the role of the person playing the sight gun would be. Damage wise is actually not bad. That one is he has a healing aura, which is why it's not really doing much damage, or you cannot see the damage. Let me try and find something that will actually take damage, like this one. So the thing, oh man, they're all having healing aura, and I don't see any bubbles nearby. One of the thing that I feel like the sight gunners should be doing is to be focusing on destroying those sort of like yellow Nullifyy bubbles that pop out, because it helps to heal the enemy. So over here you can see the Nullifyy bubble coming out. So all you have to do is shoot it and you explode. It blinds you for a bit, but then it becomes safe. That will actually make them invincible if you do not have enough burst damage to kill them. There are other ways to deal with them. For example, if you have that Arcwing that's really popular, Misha, I think, and you have that ability to slow them, it actually also slows their rate of healing, and that may be the key to allow you to do enough damage to kill them. So right now, okay, let's say this one. So I need to see how fast it is to kill it. It's actually relatively really good. This is the Vader Carcinok, which we talked about. And being Vader, that particular family, it will give you a really high range. So even though it's really far away, you still do a significant amount of damage. The other thing is that it's very spammable. The overheat is very low, so you can just spam. And it's important that the people at the sight gun is able to make mistakes, because you don't have control over how the ship moves. So whenever he were to make a sudden drift, you need to be able to compensate the misfire. So this is where I feel like the Carcinok really shines. So this is why I choose a Carcinok at the side. Okay, if you have a Rhino with particle ram on, you should have no problem with all these ram sleds. All you have to do is just point the particle ram towards the ram sled, and that would be no problem. Now currently I'm actually not doing cannons on every single one of these cruise ships, because we actually have someone to take care of it. Hamster is actually really good at taking care of cruise ships. Nullifyy, let's switch. I'm not too sure if there's actually an enemy on board. You might need to check. For me, because I've been soloing a lot, I'm actually better at fighting at the pilot seat. So first let me buff myself. This will allow me to be able to one-shot most of the fighter. So my role in this case is to take care of the fighters. If you were to really work together, the pilot and also someone else needs to be able to communicate. You know, in order to point the right direction for the person to slingshot, or even things like to use the cannon, you also need the pilot to be able to point at the right direction. Another thing about pilots is that, if for me, for example, because I use a lot of flick shots, which I learned in games like Fortnite, so what happens is I move a lot, and when I move a lot, it's going to be a bit tougher for the people with the sight guns. So yeah, you need to know when to not move. Like if I miss something, I have to leave it and I have to just keep moving forward, because if I try to turn my ship, I'm gonna turn everyone else's reticle along with it. So in this case, I'm just gonna continue moving. Something else to note is that if you're moving away from the enemy, so let's say I'm facing forward like this, what will happen is the enemies behind you will actually come towards you and move in front of you. And that will happen a lot of the time, but we actually don't have a lot of enemies behind us, so you don't see that. Right now, I'm just trying to clear this as fast as we can. So that Ramslet just died because of the particle ram. I did not hit him with my cryopod. Okay, let's see if we can find a oh, thanks for the buff. Let's see if we can find a outrider. Okay, there you go. This is outrider. Now outrider, what you can do is you can hit the red spots and it does a lot of damage, this red spot, and 2 red spots is enough to kill it. Some people just call it the weak points. Okay, but if you do not, if it's too far away or if it has that healing aura, what you can do is you can use a alternate fire. My alternate fire is MR3. Sorry, that's MK3, and it's really strong. It's called the Taiko, if I'm not mistaken, and it should be able to one-shot it. So here's another Ramslet. Take care of it. Taking care of Ramslet does mean that they don't get to board your ship and you don't get to kill them on your ship, which may translate to more intrinsics, but I do want to do this fast, so I am trying to allow my teammates to be focusing on killing fighters and also cruise ship instead of protecting the this railjack. Okay, one last cruise ship. In fact, actually, let's end this with a bang. Here we go. Nice. Okay, and with that we end. So especially if you're in a team, you can get someone or you yourself can do it, but normally the host shouldn't be the one that refines, in my opinion, simply because after refining, the same guy needs to go all the way back. Otherwise you can actually get someone else to do it, and therefore you are just here standing by to extract and on to the next mission. So with that, let's take a look and see how much time we actually spend doing this particular mission. Now we have been doing this multiple times trying to get the right clips, because sometimes the spawn just comes out really slow, sometimes really far, sometimes I say the wrong things. So this is multiple takes all together, but hopefully this will actually be the one. Okay, so as you can see, it took us about 10 minutes to finish it, and I think that is a relatively good time. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, ask me down in the comments. I'll get to it as fast as I can. I do have some issues with getting with all the comments. It seems like YouTube has some problem when it comes to notifying me. So if I miss any comments, I'm sorry. One of the ways you can know if I did miss a comment is if there's no heart given to that comment. I give a heart whenever it's the first comment that you make on the channel. The reason why is because I'm trying to keep track of certain things and how active certain people are. At some point, you might actually get a reward for being here the longest. So that is one of the reasons why I give everyone a heart. And I give everyone a like for my own tracking to know who or which message I've read. Because sometimes people say similar things and I thought I read it, but it's actually not, so I didn't respond. Okay, with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.